Hey, there's a stream. Hi, stream.
Well, thank you for taking the time out.
Of course. You always have the freedom to knock on my door when you need to.
I know, I try to solve my own problems, though.
You've always
It's
been that
only...
type.
Yes.
An independent thinker.
Well, if I always relied on you, I would be just a hindrance and not an asset as well.
And I do like my assets. Well, hope you have a great rest of your night, Primogen.
And I hope you have a wonderful... Well, you're going to be doing paperwork. I hope it is not too tedious. And I'll get up and give a small bow and go to shake his hand and walk out.
Yep, he'll shake your hand too and say, "Sometimes I enjoy the tedium."
It does keep things normal. And I'll just kind of chuckle and walk out.
All right. Well, I think that's a great place for us to take a quick break. So we'll be right back, everybody. Everyone, to Blood and Iron, Dead Man's Hand. While the other members of their coterie have started doing things to help and progress the the acquisition of sustenance for the twins that have recently fallen into their lap, as well as having spoken with Gerard about some of the goings on that have been plaguing the city and how he may or may not be aware or involved in a question, almost interrogation by Alexandra after he happened upon her. But all of that being said, we do still need to find out what Anna's up to tonight. After waking up in your haven and coming to the opera house, still in renovation stages, maybe some of it's getting gutted out, maybe some of it's getting replaced. It's hard to know with some of the mess. But you find yourself here once more, having messaged Mr. Cohen, Dr. Cohen, that you wanted to meet up here, much like the last time. And so, you've arrived, been patiently waiting, when you hear the footsteps of a person kind of wandering the halls and finding their way through a bit of the rubble to be able to come to the main stage. The main stage of this abandoned sort of playhouse. And you see that it is indeed Dr. Cohen. And he looks over at you and he smiles. Seems to be happy to see you, at the very least.
I'm sitting on the edge of the stage, my legs kind of swinging back and forth as I wave to him. Behind me, there are fixtures, ladders, spare wood, and tools strewn about, tarp laid across the floor as construction has already gone underway. I have papers. More specifically, just a manila envelope in my hands. And when Dr. Cohen arrives, I point to the stage just next to me, kind of pat on it as if inviting him to sit beside me.
And he comes over and he sits next to you. How are you today, Anna?
Exhausted. It's been a long day.
Fair enough. What did you want to see me about?
I wanted to follow up with you on something. And it might seem like a lot, but I wanted to prove to you precisely what your help means.
If there's ways that I can help, then absolutely.
I know. I am. The opera house, as you can see, everything's already started. A lot of work has already, begun on it.
I've already started having contractors come in.
Mm-hmm.
Last we spoke, you hadn't even purchased the building yet.
Well, it's kind of the complication. I can't really finish up with any of the projects started until we have one thing certainly solidified.
Mm-hmm.
I have some phone numbers here, a couple contacts and people I've been speaking with, and a lot of money.
Money.
And the thing is, for this, is a donation from a friend. I talked with him about all of this. The idea to help bring something good to the neighborhood. Something good to Arlington.
Wow.
Well,
That's
kind of.
some pretty short work to have found an investor already. In a non-profit, no less.
Like I said, I know people.
Clearly.
I'm not big myself, but I'm certainly very grateful for a lot of the help and just experiences I've had.
This is all you. This is nothing to do with me.
But it
You
does.
did this.
And she turns to him, and she'll put her free hand down onto his. But I wouldn't have started any of this if I didn't have someone to spur me. I know it seems like a lot, Dr. Cohen, but you guided me here.
You're giving me credit for something that I didn't do.
No, you did. You've been helping me. You have been there to help me through a horrible addiction. This pit that I keep falling into that I feel like I can't control. But you've been there to hear me out. You've opened your door to me. You've let me try and fix my life, my relationships, these places of safety and comfort. You've heard me out, even if what I say and what I do may seem crazy. And I get it now. I think I I get what I need to do now, thanks to you. You showed me that the way out of this is to help others. Help them achieve something. See beautiful things. I'm starting to... Sorry.
All of that was already part of you, Anna. You just had to find it.
I don't know if it was a part of me. I spent years just thinking that all I could do was hurt, all I could do was harm. And I'm understanding just how deeply it is that I actually need people around. I can't just do things by myself. I need people. And I need people like you. And I think I understand how this all works, because if I needed just one person to show me this path, then I think we can help others by doing the same. I need you to help me show others this way. I know it's a lot, but it's my gift to you. It's my gift to you, Dr. Cohen. This is not my theater. I want this to be yours.
Anna, I can't. What about Roman?
I'm still working towards trying to get to Roman, to fix things with him. I don't think I'm there yet, but I know that going on this journey will help me fix everything. I can feel it. I want to change. I don't want to be who I was before. I want to be someone who actually deserves him. And I want to change with you too. I want to help others who want to change. But I'm no face for that.
I understand what you're trying to do, Anna. And I am honored that you would want to give something like this to me. That I'm flabbergasted. It definitely is a lot, and I don't know that I could accept it ethically.
Anna just looks hurt at that.
As your counselor, much as I'm flattered, you could see that he's struggling to say no to you.
Dr. Cohen, you
And that
promised.
I
You said... Didn't you say you would be my partner in this? In my recovery, didn't you say that?
Yes, absolutely. I that's not the issue. I'm going to be here for you and your recovery, and I want to continue to help you and be able to see you to be everything that you want to be.
So then what's wrong? This is what I want. I want to help people, and I know you do too. That's why you do the counseling, isn't it? You want to help people as much as I do. That's why we're here. Please.
Right, I
don't abandon me.
I'm not abandoning you, Anna. I have to think about my professional distance and how I have to maintain some professional distance.
It's still there. I'm asking you to be my voice in this. I know it's it's a lot. But it's what I have. It's what I need. Please. Please, I need you. She'll, grip onto his shirt. Please, I need you to help me. Is it not good enough?
It's not that. It is not that at all.
I'm not good enough. That's it, isn't it?
No, you're...
I get it. She'll actually turn away from him in slightly dramatic sense. Just clutching her face. She's very quickly trying to wipe away just a single tear that almost rolled out there.
Anna, please.
I understand. It's even when I do my best, I'm still not good enough. I get it. I'm sorry I failed you.
That is not what I said at all. That's just... You're putting words into my mouth that I didn't say.
I don't know what else it could be.
Anna, I have a job. You have to understand, this isn't about...
You can do your job here. That's what I'm saying. You can have this place. This is yours. You can do your work here. This can be yours. You can bring people here and you can show them.
Hang on. I lost all sound. Oh, hey, there we go. Now we're back.
Weird. Don't worry. We don't have a La Sombra on the group.
All right, we're back.
You can do your work here. You can bring people, lead them here. And then you can speak to them like you do for me. You can tell them how they can improve. Teach them like you did for me. You can show them like you showed me. And I want to help you too. I want to learn how I can do that.
I know this is important to you, Anna. But this place isn't ready yet.
But it can be. And she will open up the manila folder. She puts the paper in Cohen's hands. It's essentially just a contract confirming the payment, confirming ownership.
The deed, basically, to the place.
The deed to the property. I wanted it to be yours. Because you helped me.
That's all the more reason why it should be yours, Anna. Not mine. You're the one who pulled yourself out. Still pulling yourself out. You're the one who have the deed already in hand. All you need to do is sign it.
Why do you think I haven't?
Because you can't accept things that are yours. And I'm sure there's a reason that you have, that you've justified in your own mind. But I'm telling you, this can be yours. It doesn't have to be mine. You want this to be back up and running and doing exactly what it does. It's a playhouse. You want to run plays and music and
I want you to speak here. I want this stage to be yours.
I am no actor.
I'm not asking you to act. I'm asking you to keep doing what you do. To speak, to teach, to guide, to counsel, to shepherd. That's what I want. And I want to watch you every single night. Every night that you can. Is that so wrong? Am I bad for that?
No. You don't like our current space for the circle?
I want something better for you.
I technically don't even own that spot. It's it's the basement at a church.
All the more reason, right? You can do whatever you want. And if you were so bent on me having that position to have that power, then I'll just be there. I can do everything behind the scenes, but
You're the one who drummed up all the money, and
I did not drum up all the money. I asked someone else to because they heard me out on this vision that you showed, the path you gave me.
It's just a lot to take in. I may need some time to think about it. It's rather sudden.
Anna pulls out a pen. Dr. Cohen. And she takes his hand gently, puts the pen in. And she's maintaining eye contact. Her face close to his. Sign the paper. And that's a compel. I'm done arguing with him.
Anna uses compel like a sledgehammer. Yep. And the pen makes a squiggle on the line where you instructed him. Essentially kind of going deadpan as he does. Realizing that he did, without even thinking about it in that moment, that he'd insisted.
You wanted to, don't you? Dr. Cohen, you understand me. And she just smiles so brightly. Thank you.
This goes against every ethical code. I can lose my license.
You won't.
You don't know that.
There are plenty of counselors who have private practices.
All of which have a license.
Is it a license that you need?
If I want to continue to get paid.
I'll help you get it.
I don't know what came over me.
She just places a hand on his cheek. As cold as it is.
Your hands are like ice.
You know you're doing the right thing. You saved me.
No.
Dr. Cohen. You did.
You saved you, Anna.
You saved me. And now you're going to save others.
We'll have to see that.
Right?
don't. I don't. I don't know.
I do.
What can you tell the future?
No, nothing like that. I just know with a certainty. Because you showed me.
I suppose the next step is to deliver this to the city. Tomorrow when they open?
There's a phone number in there. Certain representative to contact regarding the delivery of this, what proper circuits and channels to go through. If you have any concerns or questions, they'll be able to help you figure out the logistics. If anything comes up, just tell me. I will fix it.
I don't know. All of this is just...
Do you not trust me?
I care about you, Anna.
But do you trust me?
Charisma persuasion. Well, actually, manipulation persuasion, because you're manipulating him.
I am. Oh, I very much am. Do I get any bonuses because I have that 1 dot of blood bond on him?
No. The 1 dot of blood bond affects his ability to resist, disobey, to resist and disobey you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and use a willpower too. Plonk, plonk.
Okay, so that's 4. That's very reasonable. He just kind of sighs. I trust that you have good intentions. You're young and hopeful, and you really do have good intentions. I'm just not sure that you or I know how all of this is going to work.
I just need you to hear me out, Dr. Cohen.
And
no matter what happens, just tell me if you have any trouble, if you have any concerns.
I very much have concerns about my ability to practice in the state of Texas.
Do not worry yourself too much over it. I will fix it. You'll keep your practice, I promise.
Well, I certainly
It's
can't
fine.
learn of this. This can never appear on my credit report.
Well, the property is yours. So,
Right. Right. Just kind of scratches his head, looking at the paper and realizing it does have his name on it. That's a sticky situation indeed. Well, I'll figure it out. For now, I suppose, what's the next step, then?
Next step? Next step is work. Spade work. Get everything fixed. Wait for the contractors to finish, and when that's done, we need to decide what the first show is going to be, don't we?
I suppose so.
First big performance. You leave all of that to me.
Right. Alright.
She come in for a hug at that point. Just holding him close, brushing the back of his head.
Thank you so much. Thank you for accepting my gift. And thank you for accepting me.
There wasn't any question about accepting you, Nana. It was never in question at all.
I'm still very grateful.
And at that, she will pull away from him.
Well, suppose the last few nights have been a little rough. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go home. I've got a headache coming on.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been a little winded lately.
ST, is this because of the vitae?
Probably because you fed on him recently.
Ah. Okay, well, that sucks.
Just in case you were tempted to do so again.
No. No, that was a one and done deal. Goes the other way now.
Fair.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
I'm fine. Just need some rest and some water. Maybe I'm dehydrated. Maybe that's why I'm a little fuzzy.
See,
I don't remember putting my pen to paper on this.
do you... Maybe this is a strange question. But I'll ask again. Do you remember what I said to Roman the other night? Did you hear?
I know that you were talking sort of at length about, I couldn't make out all the details, and there were raised voices, and, I was just in my office to serve as a as a backup, just in case, some people, I don't know Roman from the back of my hand, so not sure what he's capable of. But wanted to make sure that you were okay and you were safe, and so I wasn't eavesdropping, if that's what you mean.
And as he's talking, she's going to bite her lip hard enough for a little bit to bleed, maybe ripping some of the skin off as she chews on it. She lets it bleed out a little bit. She's watching his reactions.
Your lip is bleeding.
My bad. Nervous
His
habit.
stare does linger for a little longer than it should. In polite company.
She rubs it off. And looks back up into his eyes.
Well, he just kind of shoves his glasses up on his nose.
You should make sure to take care of yourself for the next few nights, Dr. Cohen. Eat well, get rest, and
yes,
drink plenty of fluids.
That is indeed the plan.
If you feel like you're sick at all, I know sometimes you're concerned about it, but I don't mind coming over to help you with anything.
No.
We feel under the weather. It's what we promised. We would help each other.
I understand. I know you will be the first person I call should something like that happen. And
Promise?
Yes. Promise.
She smiles very brightly at this.
Okay. I'm glad.
You get some rest too. It's starting to get late, so have a safe drive home. Do you need a ride home?
I have another place I need to be tonight, so
Okay.
yeah, I'll be getting a ride home later. Thank you.
Of course. Okay. Have a pleasant evening. And he turns around to go and walk out of the building.
Good night, Dr. Cohen.
Good night, Hannah.
She's going to watch him the entire time as he leaves.
And
once he's gone,
he disappears. Mm-hmm.
She's gonna get up, just kind of jump off the stage, sort of dance around in the rubble before she comes up to one particular set of items on the tarp. It's a can of spray and a couple stencils. Black spray paint. She'll take it and go around to the side of the building. Outside, at the back end, this sort of I want to say patio. Just outside and across the brick face of the building. Shake the can, put up a stencil, a death head moth.
Death's head hawk moth. Yep.
Thank you. I can English.
Well,
shake the can and she'll spray it upon the building.
all right. It doesn't take long to do that. And you are free to go about your rest of your night as you see fit.
She's gonna go to a blood clinic. Very particular one. Property that recently burned down and has since gone under renovation and rebuild.
Yes, it is still very much in the early stages of even being cleaned out. It's been a couple of days, of course, but these things do take time, especially when contractors are involved. So, headed out that way, who are you hoping to run into, if anyone?
Miss Jade. I forgot her last name because I am a goober.
Jade Kaufman.
Jade Kaufman.
A very particular Ventru in the Arlington domain. Okay. You'll likely find her kind of hanging around the spot, really. So she's kind of just a little obviously to you, maybe, just kind of almost like she's doing a stakeout of the place. Maybe it's obvious to you, maybe it's obvious to others, but kind of just sitting in her vehicle, just kind of looks like she occasionally looks up from the whatever it is that she's doing on her phone.
Surprised that she spotted her immediately.
She's not exactly hiding either.
Yeah, well, Anna isn't either. So she will walk up to the vehicle and just gently tap on the door.
Oh. She lowers the window. Hello.
Good evening, Miss Kaufman. Do you mind if I get in?
Have we met?
My name's Anna. We've met.
Anna. That's right.
It was in passing, really.
Yes, that's why, my apologies. It slipped my mind a little.
We also spoke in the park once, but I don't mind.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just so frazzled.
I want to speak with you in private. I'll ask again. You don't mind if I get in with you, do you?
No, please. And she goes and leans over to the other side of the door and unlocks it with a manual lock. It's a little bit of a beater when it comes to the car she's driving. It looks a little old, maybe early 2000s.
She'll get in, very gingerly, gets into the seat, closes the car door gently.
She rolls her window back up. I sincerely apologize. I've been rather busy with several different things.
As I expected. I know you've been put in charge of the clinic.
Well, kind of overseeing it in a way.
But, of course, now you've got my interest. What's got you so frazzled tonight?
I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting an audience with my Primogen.
You don't have
Suddenly.
to think. You don't have to think too highly of me in that regard. As it stands, I'm still, a fledgling, all things considered.
Yes. As a lot of you tend to remind you, I believe it's very commonly rumored that Dead Man's Hand does not like to be called Primogen. It seems that all of your members have built up that reputation by this point.
Well, I don't think all of us, just a few of us, kind of differ on how we view the title.
It speaks a lot of things. Maybe...
I just don't...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just don't think I'm necessarily up to par with it. But here we are.
Do you think it's a good thing that those of us in your domain know that about you? Because there could easily be a vote of no confidence if enough people were to feel not confident about your abilities.
Would you fault me for wanting it to be more... How do I put it? I guess just not so obvious. Spotlighted in that regard. It's okay if people don't expect much from me. It means I can do things quietly.
You at least have that privilege. Maybe as a fledgling. Maybe not as a Primogen. Either way, the spotlight is on you. And it's maybe something to keep in mind. That while you have the spotlight, there may be things you can do with it. Like shine light on something that is glaringly a problem.
Like the Second Inquisition?
Perhaps. I have heard that they've been busy of late. Word's gotten around of black vans to be cautious around anything that looks like that. Even more cautious than usual.
Is that why you're out here like this right now? Staking out the clinic.
In a way. It's too early to really stake claim, as it were, as no one in the building is, any staff. It's only really got construction going on during the day, and then it's quiet at night. They had to gut the whole building. All of it was ruined. Who knew? Who knew that a whole place could go up in a flame and the entire building have to be gutted? At least the frame was salvageable. It's going to take some time to actually be serviceable again.
I think what's interesting to me is that even with certain types of fires, whether it is chemically induced or the result of some sort of electrical mismanagement, even still, certain alarms or securities would be in place. Fire station alerted, sprinkler alarms active. But for the entire place to burn up instead of just a portion of it?
Very fishy indeed. Official reports say it's an electrical fire. But that isn't to say that there wasn't some kind of catalyst that's not on the report. But who's to say? It's really just speculation on my part. No real facts to really back that up. And it's long since been cleaned and gutted. So, all we can do is speculate.
I think the biggest speculation I have right now is with all of these statements, these concerns of the Black Vans or Second Inquisition. It's the fact that, well, I have a suspicion. And I think maybe that there was information being hidden there.
That if something were to be important enough, that they would set the place to go up in a very big ball of fire.
Should anything go wrong?
It's a theory.
The biggest part about this theory is a certain someone that might have been involved there. It's a man. I don't know his full name, but it's a Dr. Olson.
Yes, I believe he was head of the clinic, if I remember correctly.
Little Bird told us that before everything went up, he seemed to be on a lead of a few things regarding us. Maybe some eyes, some strange patients.
Well, if all of us here were doing our part and maintaining the masquerade as cautiously as possible, it shouldn't, theoretically, bring up any kind of suspicions, but at the same time, this is a rather small domain with a rather large amount of kindred and thin bloods. Comparatively speaking, of course. Other domains maybe have 2 or 3 individuals. A coterie, maybe. But 12? And that's just of the individuals I know of. And yourselves. That's 16, actually. 16 kindred. In a little suburb in Dallas.
It's definitely quite a number. hard to make things stay under wraps. But
That is true.
like you said, if everyone is doing their part on it, then there shouldn't really be any suspicion. Doing their part for the masquerade. Which leads me to another question.
Mm.
I brought this up because one of the other primogen, Shriek, has probably asked you to keep a thumbtack down on Dr. Olson.
Yes, I have been keeping an eye out for him.
I'm wondering how much information you actually have on him. And I'm willing to trade it. If you have his address, contact information, I want those things.
If I had those things, he would have been dealt with already, wouldn't you think?
I suppose so. But the concern of it that I'm trying to figure out, and this concern here is whether or not he had been reporting to someone. It's not just to make him forget. It's to convince him to relieve all of that to us.
That's more along the lines of things like phone records and contact information. Really, what you need is his personal phone.
You don't have anything that I can start with. Do you even know how to get a hold of him?
I've been aware of him, but I don't know him personally. Let's see. No, sadly, I don't know him personally enough to even have contact information, and any information that would have been on any computer inside would have been destroyed. Or worse, already confiscated.
Well, that's a shame.
But you at least have a name. Could always look in the yellow pages.
I suppose so. Very well then.
That's if he's listed. Think about
If
cell
I were-
phones.
Ms. Kaufman, when this clinic is built, what's your plan with it?
Well, it was
What's your-
originally a blood bank where one could donate either blood or plasma to better help the community. I don't see why that should change.
I don't either. But what's your vision?
Vision.
Where do you see yourself in all of that?
Right here.
Watching? Staking outside?
Because anything else more hands-on attracts the attention of the Second Inquisition, my dear.
doesn't always.
No. But be around often enough to be known. And possibly influential. After all, the right word in an ear can be all that's needed. We are the shepherds of humanity, not its slave masters.
I think you and I are more alike.
I like to think I'm a very agreeable person.
Even if Shriek argues about that.
Because he would. Him and I have history. That's clear. But it's not going to be a problem. If that was your concern.
It's not. I'm just poking fun. Well,
Is there anything I can assist you with tonight?
you've already answered the questions that I had, so I appreciate that. I suppose there is one thing, though. If you would be interested, then I would like... I already explained, I'm just a fledgling. Would it be too extreme of me to invite you to Elysium? This coming one.
I would be delighted, though I don't know how well I would be accepted. Especially if I was considered your plus one. Seen together, and I don't know that you would want to be seen with me. In our own domain, it's maybe a little bit more private, but in Elysium, that would taint you in ways that you wouldn't even know. As far as your reputation. I'm the child of an anarch.
You're a member of Clan Ventru, and you are one of the reclaimed. There are many who are considered tainted within Arlington, in one way or another.
It's often why we're not asked to Elysium.
Foolishness lacks vision. I think I guess what I'm trying to say is, I want to know how you can build up the vision of this domain. I'm trying my damnedest to figure it out. Regardless of the concerns. And it starts with the Second Inquisition. If they want to treat us like a garbage disposal, fine. We'll shred anything that comes in.
I don't think I could have said it better myself.
Let that be our legacy. And I will bring Jade Kaufman, investigator, and, well, the blood donor to Elysium. If you share this vision,
I want the Second Inquisition gone as much as you do.
help me make some contacts. I need phone numbers. I need names. And I need to know who's at the heart of this. It is not just enough to protect what has been given to you and what is considered yours. This becomes a matter of protecting all kindred. Of Arlington and the Dallas-Fort Worth court.
Exactly.
If you can help me put together a list, I'll know what to do with it.
I'll see what I can muster. It won't be easy. It may take some time, as I don't have really anything to go off of just yet.
You have a name.
I have a name. And a Google search.
Start with that.
Should be careful about that, though.
I only know your clan to be precisely so.
Meticulous. Some might call me meticulous.
I only see that as a virtue.
Good. If it ever became a bane, I don't know what I would do.
You could always use it to torment others.
It's not my style. I prefer to let others torment themselves.
You've always been a woman of class, haven't you?
If if that's what you want to call it. She says a bit of a sly smile.
That's all for tonight, Miss Coffee. I appreciate your time. And I'll try not to surprise you again.
Well, I appreciate you as well, Primogen Anna.
You take care tonight.
And you as well.
And I will, at that point, get out of the vehicle and head out on her way.
All right.
At this point, she's trying to figure out. She could find Dr. Olson in the Yellow Pages. Or she could have someone else just pull him up. Thing is that Anna doesn't like the spotlight. As Jade put it best, she can always put it on other things or matters more important. Or more precisely, put the spotlight on the things that she thinks will be the most useful. Show the most important, valuable things. And I can remain up in the rafters, in the shadows.
A puppet master from the dark. Perhaps the most dangerous kindred is that which does not appear in the spotlight and instead shines the spotlight on others. A Shriek was going to take the lovely pair of twins out on a feed. Was going to help them and see what's going on in that regard. And so, in that particular case, we're going to catch up again with Shriek. But Shriek, you would also find that on your way you do spot Kane's vehicle. The old jalopy, the one that doesn't really have much in the way of electronic parts. Maybe something out of the 80s. It's a little garish.
Let you know, Coffee, that guy's net's down.
Oh, his internet's down.
He's not in the VC.
Oh, well,
So,
yeah.
really good plan, but...
Okay.
Tech issues from the start.
It has. It really, really has. So we'll just continue on with Shriek then. Shriek is taking them out for dinner.
First I'm taking them over to the Hound, our dear Raphael.
Our dear Raphael, which actually, good old
Alex was also visiting.
good old Alex was going to be visiting him too, so that's convenient. So Alex, that's where we would find you, and Shriek and the girls would actually be arriving there too. In fact, only really just arriving for all of you. So, we have Shriek and Alex, and we have the girls. Sorry, I'm just setting everything up. But if you would like to like to speak amongst each other before going in and visiting with the lovely hound. You may.
Ladies, just to be clear, what you're about to run across is an individual who best to end up treating them as though royalty. Because being on their good side is probably going to be the thing that's going to make you get by tomorrow night. Best behaviors! And, oh, my, look who we end up having here. Alexandra. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Just fine, Shriek. Fancy seeing you here.
Well, I thought I would end up helping our dearest hound to end up being able to take a huge weight off of their mind, as my concern for his well-being is clearly evident, just how it has begrieved me.
I lost audio again. Shit.
I see. Oh no.
There we are. Now I have you back.
Well, I figured it was in our best interest to let the hound know that he doesn't have to continue his hunt, if you will.
I think you
And
both
After
just.
all, it's quite important to keep him at least semi in the loop.
please, he is the Camarilla's authority within the domain. We do the shall we say, all the red tape, and they're the long arm of the law. And we do want the law happy in this little location, because when they get upset, bad things happen. He wraps his arms around the twins at this point. I don't want anything bad to happen to these two. Not yet, anyway.
Yet?
Girls, it's okay. You'll get used to it. Now, we're going to end up going in. Try not to draw too much attention to the location. Everything's supposed to be hush-hush right now. So let's give it a shot. Alexandra, would you be kind enough to lead the way?
Of course. Alex steps up and she opens the gate and holds it open for Shriek and the girls to make their way inside. And then she, of course, makes her way up to the office.
And the office, as it typically is this late at night, is locked, but you give a little bit of a signal to allow Raphael to see you through the glass door. He punches in something from inside the door frame, and the door unlocks and allows you all to enter.
Yep. Alex would open up the door and gesture for the other three to go in.
Creek doesn't let go of his hold of his arms around the shoulders of both the twins, walking in like as if this was him trying to play up one of those rock star billionaire moments when he ends up seeing Raphael.
Good evening.
Hound Singleton. So good to end up seeing you. How have your nights been as of recent? You can speak freely amongst these two.
Right. Who are they?
We'll get around to that in a second. Was going to Yeah, I was asking, what have you been doing the past few nights? How have things been?
Things have been fine.
Hmm. And your investigations? Given the concern and climate of our recent domain.
Yeah, it's been going. It's I'm not comfortable discussing this in front of them. Who are they?
You remember that little lead that you gave me the other night?
They
Right. It's them.
It's been solved.
Uh-huh. Well,
Well, if we're
fantastic.
just gonna spoil everything.
Fantastic.
Found here Singleton, meet Gordon, and Julie. It's easy to get them confused.
No, it isn't.
No pageantry with this one. So,
No, I just like watching you squirm.
I'm sure. Well, he's got a bit of a choking thing going on. Anyway, to end up here getting to the point, I thought it would be a weight off your mind to know that at this point your organivore problem is well in hand.
Meaning these two.
One of them, maybe both of them.
Oh, fantastic. I can call the sheriff.
I'd like to hold off on that for a minute. Because we have a little bit, I'm sure, Mr. Singleton, you're not blind to particular opportunities, and right now, they aren't the biggest problem we're contending with in the domain. Would you agree?
Well, maybe one of.
How's your search for black vans going on? See any drive by here recently?
Not recently, no.
Okay. Trick is looking over. He's convinced Raphael hasn't done a goddamn thing at this point. He's just kind of waiting on it and letting shit slide, and that's kind of what he's curious. So is he actually lying when it ends up coming down to it? That's what he's trying to fish out.
Okay. Well, what's an insight?
3.
Three's not
Three's
bad.
not bad.
Not bad. You kind of just you're looking at him, kind of inspecting him a little bit. He hasn't been lazy, if that's what you're getting at. It's not that he's incompetent. It's just the amount that he has to actually contend with in a night tends to be a lot of juggling. And it may be a little evident in his face that maybe some of that juggling has meant that he skipped a meal.
Fantastic. Mr. Singleton. Hound.
Mr. Shriek.
Allow me to lay it out for you. At this exact moment, we are under the purview of the prince. The 6 traditions and all that, and I want to end up respecting them and holding them to the best of their capability.
Yes.
While graphic, exact evidence or an exact breach of the masquerade could be argued one way or the other. And I'm sure that one such as you have been experienced long enough to know that sometimes our condition can get the best of us. No judgment, it's simply be prepared for it and move on, correct?
True. And with as many kindred as there are in this domain, it keeps
You're
all of us busy.
absolutely.
So,
So, let me lay down a thought. We have an organivore who requires hearts, and we have a bunch of unwanted guests in black vans. It seems one problem solves the other.
you have a good enough point.
And if you were to witness such a thing, it would be a firm feather in your cap, as well as if you were to end up presenting the two key witnesses to an actual breach of the traditions.
Hmm.
You see, these two don't know who their sires are. A dine and dash situation.
Ha.
And,
Speaks very
well,
fishy of anarchs to me.
and a concern of mine. And so, how would we be helping by removing these new two as an asset to the Camarilla and the domain at this exact time? Other than removing resources and potentially killing the only two leads who might have even an inkling as to where to begin looking.
Hmm. Well, you do make a
And
very good point.
I am also reporting this to you because our neighbor did not. See, then our neighbor decided to end up inquiring into it and then drop them off here to feed without our explicit consent, making it your problem.
Yes, making it very much my problem as I've had to clean it all up. Wow.
Ladies, I think this is where a thank you is in order.
Oh yes, thank you, says Julie. Yeah, you'll just owe me one.
And the way you two are going to help balance the scales is help us with another problem. And in turn, it'll help your problem. I am under the impression that right now everybody's just feeling a little peckish, including myself. But why go about our separate ways when there's work to do? And there's nothing better than feeding after a hard night's work, especially given the threats that loom in this domain. I think, Hound Singleton, you would appreciate what little help you can get, given how, well, your current state is begging, just begging for a back rub and a night off.
I have a more. I think my job's gonna be more in helping helping solve any leftovers issues that you two have neglected to clean up exactly before. Is that am I understanding my function in this whole thing correctly?
Your function at this point, to lay it out simply, Hound Singleton, you are a extension of the Camarilla. It is your job to be the tip of the spear when it comes to the removal of the Second Inquisition. Now, how we go about that is entirely on your plate. I would end up recognizing your authority in the matter. But at this point, we need answers. So we would need Second Inquisition. We would need Second Inquisition to interrogate, and we can't exactly let them go once that happens. And thankfully, you have two kindred who have every inclination to end up following your lead in this. Isn't that right, girls?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to be around for it. because I myself also hunger, and I, unlike some, don't just expect the youngers to end up doing all the busy work. After all, this domain operates hand in hand. What say you, Alexa?
Sorry, you were speaking to me?
Oh, I was just making a note that our dear hound here is certainly with the blessings of the Primogen to deal with the Second Inquisition threat, and how we are at his disposal because we are all in this together. This domain stands as one, after all, such as the Camarilla intended.
I very much agree. I very much agree.
All right.
So
we're all in agreement here.
what we need at this point is a few Second Inquisition members tonight. You're the experienced one, so I defer to your experience in this regard. How might we end up acquiring that and gain everybody just a little bit more sated?
Well, I haven't personally seen any black fans tonight, so I suppose we're going hunting for them. Unless somebody has a better idea.
I defer to your expertise in the matter. After all, you managed to find what these two left behind. Early Second Inquisition in the numbers that we are hearing. It shouldn't be too much of a problem.
A couple of ants in all of Ceruria? What can go wrong? He says with a bit of a grin, and kind of ushers you all to the door.
Mademoiselle, do you have anything you want to add to that?
No. I'm curious to see how the evening goes.
We will be in... I'll ride with the ladies and... Well... Alex, if you want, follow along, or maybe ride with our dear hound. I don't want to unnerve his presence too much.
It's alright, I'll take my own vehicle.
Kisses. He starts moving. Well, it seems like they might be moving in lockstep. He's kind of pseudo-dragging it just together. And when he ends up getting in the car, he makes sure one's sitting in the back seat with him at that point. Less suspicious and more just awkward of, oh, I shouldn't be watching that. Cute little fits of the masquerade.
So just to be clear, who's all going in what vehicle?
Shriek is going in with Jill and Jordan.
Okay.
And Raphael is...
Alex is going in her own vehicle.
So if Raphael wants to take his own?
Yeah, so Raphael will be taking his own vehicle.
Alex also offers Raphael a ride.
Oh, well, okay. I figured since you wanted your own ride that you didn't want him in the car with you.
Just offering for him.
And he'll take his own vehicle. Unless, of course, there's something pressing that Alex wants to say to the hound, while the others don't have a way to overhear.
Nothing pressing.
Nothing pressing.
Nothing pressing.
Okay.
Nothing she can't talk to him about later.
Okay. Well, with Shriek, Julie, and Jordan in one vehicle, Raphael in his own, Alexandra in their own, they all make their way out into the streets of Arlington. And I think we're also going to pick up on that next week and give us a little bit of time to prepare for such an encounter. as with the new streaming schedule, I do, and my new work schedule, I do have to close the stream earlier than usual. So we're gonna permanently be starting at around 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock Central Time, to make up for that. But yeah, so we're wrapping up here, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it.
Yay.
Yay!
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah, everybody got a little bit of something in there. All right, so that means that we're moving on to some experience. So everybody gets their 1 for showing up tonight. That's including Fat Guy. So I'll go ahead and make a mark for that on his character sheet. And then, of course, we have our roleplay prompts, which are who moved the plot, who had the best scene, and who had the best line from tonight. So, with that being said, we also have the audience favorite, of course. So go ahead and vote for who you felt is the best performance tonight. So, who moved plot?
I'm
That's
gonna.
a hard one.
There was a lot of little steps everywhere.
Yeah, I'm in between Alex and Shriek, just by basis of them going out and working with talking to Raphael, doing the herd work. Who is at the beginning?
Kate
Alex talking
Alex.
to.
and Alex.
That was talking to Gerard.
Alex talking to Gerard was at the beginning. Yep.
I think I'm gonna have to give it to Alex on that one then, because it's kind of her steps that initiated a lot of things.
What do you think, Derek?
I think I'm gonna end up giving it to Alex.
Alex it is then. Unanimous.
Okay,
All
I
right.
will take it.
Best scene.
Anna.
I really want to give that to Anna.
I can't call those crying acts.
Well,
When the little bit of psychopath is finally starting to show through the cracks, and you're all like, "Oh."
well,
I am terrified of Anna. All that emotional manipulation was like, oh my god.
Yep. Do you have an honorable mention, Spectre? Or?
I do very much enjoy Shriek just giving people a hard time.
True.
Did we? I'm trying to think. Did Fat Guy get? Did Kane get a actual scene tonight?
Yes, he did.
Before his intern. Yeah, he did. Remind me what happened.
He was talking to his sire and kind of going over how kindred wage war.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him the best line for the basis of just his sire telling him exactly what he wants, and Kane being like, "I want to roll an insight check."
oh man, poking fun at Fat Guy. He's not here.
I may be poking fun, but also I love it because I 100% have those moments.
Yeah, valid. 100%. Yes. I'm guilty of doing so in Derek's stream too, where Derek will basically lay it all out for me, and then I'm just like, I have this blue screen go off in my head where none of it processed. And so
it's a brain fart.
It's a brain fart, exactly. I have a brain fart. And so I typically ask for a roll and say, what am I getting from this? So I am guilty as sin over that. So I 100% understand.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and vote for myself for scene though.
All
I'll
right.
take that. I'll take that and run.
Anna for scene. Best line.
Yeah. I gave my contender for best line.
Yep.
That shit was funny.
You like Kane and the out of character. Can I roll for that?
I want to roll an insight check. I'm like, bro. I loved it. It's just like visually.
Just that derpy moment.
Yep.
For me, what was it? The Shriek was saying when he was walking away from Alex. I don't remember.
We all got a bad case of the dirt brain tonight.
A bad case of the brain farts. Yep.
Yeah.
My bad.
I will vote for Kane. Let's give it to Kane.
Do you got one,
I
Derek?
can't remember what it was.
Got a contender for best line, Derek?
No, I really don't.
No.
I don't feel like anything particularly stuck out.
Stood out. Okay. Well, Anna gets the audience favorite, and I guess that means that Kane's going to get the best line, so I'll go ahead and mark that on his sheet.
Okay.
All right. Well, we are finished for tonight, so what we're going to do is find somebody to raid, and then be back on Saturday for Rebirth. As with the permanent change to my work schedule for my day job, I must rearrange things for my stream. So there we are. So hope everybody enjoyed tonight's episode, and if you did, so we shall be back on Saturday. So let's go find somebody to raid. I'll see y'all next time.
Take care.